Hi guys, Bill again. Some of you might have seen the Twitter hashtag #1 reason why for sexism in video games. Now, on the face of it, it's pretty damning stuff. Hundreds of tweets detailing moral outrage at the blatant sexism in the video games industry. I agree wholeheartedly, but probably not in the same way they think. This didn't come from nowhere. The first affordable computers and games consoles appeared while I was still in school, and a cottage industry grew up around writing games for the early computers. Pretty soon you could buy those games on tapes or on cartridges. The guys writing and developing these things tended to be male, and the kids buying them tended to be male as well. My wife had a Commodore 64. Oh, it's a sleek, sexy wee thing with a collection of fun, easy to master platform games. She'd bring it out when her girlfriends came around and they'd play together for an hour or so. Then it would go back into the box, ready for next time. Now she's still got it, but I think I've used it more than she ever did. I used to break it out just for a laugh while I was up on leave. Back when we were in school, I had a shitty little Sinclair Spectrum. Now, I replaced the dead flesh keyboard on the thing, I upgraded the crap memory. By the time I left school, I had a collection of over 100 video games, some of them written by myself and my pals. I'd bang in an hour or three most nights on games. Those games took days just to master the controls. You can see the difference right there, I'm sure. That's the history of the games industry in miniature. Now, it's different today. There's a multi-billion-dollar industry with huge corporate offices and amazing prospects. Today's young women aren't geeks. They're professional programmers and developers. They're striving to expand into a declining market. Well, or so I'm told. They've been told from a very early age that they're special. They've been told that their comfort and their safety is paramount. They've been told that the whole world is rife with sexism and misogyny. They've been told there's a place for them in the games industry. They make two very definite assumptions before they even step through the door. The first thing they want is that they can do the job as well as any man. And the second thing is that they're automatically better at all aspects of producing games for women. They don't see a double standard there. They don't see a double standard in claiming that they can design male product just as well as the males, but automatically trump the males when it comes to producing female products. That Twitter feed shows precisely what happens when someone with no experience, a bad attitude and a solid belief in their own self-righteousness tries to change an entire industry just to suit themselves. They're not made to feel particularly welcome. Now, can you just imagine a young college boy stomping into a cosmetics firm telling them that they're doing it all wrong and that they should be ashamed of themselves for not making a male foundation cream, and then blaming all the inevitable slapdowns on sexism? It's not enough for these people to ask successful game developers what they think, because unless they join in, unless they slate the industry that they've helped create, then they're treated as part of the problem. There's a link below to Christine Phelan's take on this. But here's an odd thing. All of those hundreds of disgruntled employees with their oh whoa stories, panning their employer, panning their industry, do it out in the open. They've got no fear of any kind of penalty or reprisal. Have you paused to wonder why all the males in the industry are keeping quiet? I mean, they've been deeply insulted. They've been accused of chauvinism at best, perhaps even misogyny at worst. I mean, why don't they say something to defend themselves? Well, I think it might be because there is a culture of sexism in the industry. Rampant, unchecked and misandrist sexism. I was talking to somebody in the industry. He's kindly agreed to be quoted, but he won't be doing it on Twitter. In point of fact, he doesn't even dare to do it anonymously on his own YouTube channel. The risk to his job is that serious. in his own words. He says, men and women that fail to negotiate the political minefield of a hostile work environment known as the video games industry simply see themselves out of a job and rapidly replaced due to such a low demand from employers and a high supply of eager applicants. The effect on the work environment is crystal clear. Quoting again, "To be honest, feminism hasn't been the worst thing I've seen, but it is something I perceive as persistently growing with no recourse. I have noticed that several instances in which a female co-worker is introduced into the workplace, the environment changes to accommodate her or them. Normal volume conversations between cubicle neighbours are reduced to hushed whispers and Skype messages for fear of incurring another reprimand. Any time a discussion is initiated in which gender or sex is an issue, opinions that paint women in a positive light and men in a negative light are the only ones that are tolerated. There is no option for discourse, lest termination follows. It would be one thing to simply dismiss such topics as not safe for work, but many of them are intrinsic to game design." Now, our boy is no novice. He's worked in the industry for the best part of a decade, but he's seen a disturbing trend. "I have watched multiple women get promoted over more substantial and seasoned male employees simply because of extracurricular activities and political manoeuvring. Even the guys that built the industry are getting marginalised. I work alongside a game designer that nearly everyone in the company refers to when in need of assistance with her proprietary tools. Yet he'll never see a promotion, despite being a 15-year veteran and an expert in his field. The reason why is that he's a 35-year-old fat guy without a single guile bone in his body." The reason is starkly obvious to our fella. Since feminism is a political tool, many in the upper echelons wield it to their advantage. As such, we see a higher level of censorship in everything, and more female employees artificially elevated to positions of power. You either kiss female arse, or you find yourself on the fast track to looking for work elsewhere. This industry has always been open to women, and many of them have carved out a successful career in it. But it exists because a large number of men created a great many products to cater for male tastes. We paid for the opportunity feminists are now taking to colonise yet another media. It's probably beyond our gift to effect any kind of change in the industry itself. But their products have to sell if the industry is going to survive. The bottom line is that we've got the purchasing power. The propaganda battle that's being waged by the feminists is a very familiar one. You know, that "we demand equality" thing. But they already have equality. What they're actually after is control of content. If you're a gamer, call them on this. It's bullshit. Get onto your favourite game site, post some comments, even if your comment gets blocked. In fact, especially if it gets blocked, the companies will notice. And consider boycott products that you know to be tainted by this feminist incursion. If Halo 4 bombs, it's going to send a really frightening message out to the whole industry. Remember that at the moment the industry is struggling. Their attempt at feminising product is trying to double their potential purchase base. Now, if their sales take a major hit while they're doing that, then they're going to be a lot less inclined to continue down this path. I'm not arguing against inclusion. Inclusion is good and we all want to see more female gamers. But exclusion is bad. What we really don't want is a games industry to turn into a mirror of a television, with weak, stupid, ineffective male characters only appearing to make the superwomen look good. It's all to play for, guys. Laters.